Good. See your request is done. Let me call one of them. Got it. Got it.
คนหนึ่งยิงแม่มันยิงลูกไอ้ที่นี่ก็ตกลงทำให้พี่ที่มันปฏิเสธอะมันมาขับรถมันบอกว่าขับให้เลยเร็วเลยบอกมาเปิดเองใส่กล่องเป็นกระเป๋ากับเปิดบัตรไม่เอาไม่มีมัน So I'm aware every month there are some member organization put on some using the IPSF. My question is I want to find are there any member organization using the IPSF program and were there any involved with
Thank you, AP Mali. I have direct comment from the chairperson of student exchange, chairperson of student exchange report. และตอนนี้เป็นไวรัลเลยล่ามสาว This morning we will allow the chairperson of student exchange to give a direct comment to this new comment and then we will close the discussion. Thank you. I see all green. Therefore, I will give the floor to the chairperson of student exchange for a response to this new comment from AP Mali.
Okay, I get the confirmation that the live streaming is back. Just setting the camera.
เป็นครีเอเตอร์นั่นหมายถึงว่าเขากดถูกใจไปหมายถึงว่าเขาเปิดรับรายได้เลยไม่แจ้งเตือนมันยิงแอดออกที่ชอบม.60แม่มาคนต่างจังหวัดทั้งนั้นสิบกว่าปีผมก็นั่งในสภาพนั้นผมไม่มีให้ลูกมาไม่ใช่อะไรนะให้ลูกมาขับรถที่ของสภาพหน้ามันโคตรเลยไอ้พงเนี่ยพี่ yes มันคือภาพที่แบบภาพที่เราต่อไปเอาไม่บอกว่ามันโดนบังคับเกือบ4 เดือนพูดมา
Yes, let's see how it is going. Can you hear me well through the live stream, Ramanshri? Is it working there? Maybe? Okay. Does it mean we can start? No. Yes? Okay, everyone. I think we can start. Please, scrutineers, get in position for the next roll call. I'll invite back the Secretary General Michelle to do the roll call.
Okay, we'll start off on the roll call. AFOP Austria. First for Romania delegated to AFOP Austria. ANEP France. APEF Portugal. APS Japan, ASEP Switzerland. ASEPA Algeria, ATEP Tunisia, WPG Germany, CAPSI Canada, APHA ASP United States of America, delegated to CAPSI Canada, CEFAM BF Burkina Faso, ISFAP Benin, delegated to CEFAM BF Burkina Faso, IPSF Egypt, QFAS Qatar, delegated to IPSF Egypt, FIF Spain, FEFAMEX Mexico, FJC PPHA the Philippines, TAPSA Tanzania, delegated to FJC PPHA the Philippines, IFSA Iran, KNPSV the Netherlands, Shufusu Slovenia, delegated to KNPSV the Netherlands, KEFSA Kenya, CAPSA Cameroon, delegated to KEFSA Kenya, KNAPS Republic of Korea, UPSA Uganda, delegated to KNAPS Republic of Korea, LPSA Lebanon, UPSF UAE, delegated to LPSA Lebanon, MyPSA Malaysia, FOP Nepal, delegated to MyPSA Malaysia, NAPSA Australia, AAP Mali, delegated to NAPSA Australia, NAPSA Serbia, NOPSA Norway, NUSPO Singapore, ISMAFASI Indonesia, delegated to NUSPO Singapore, NZAPSO New Zealand, IPSA Rwanda, delegated to NZAPSO New Zealand, OEQF Guatemala, PSAT Thailand, AAPSN Senegal, delegated to PSAT Thailand, PSFGH Ghana, FAMSA UL Liberia, delegated to PSFGH Ghana, SOP Denmark, SPSA Slovakia, CZPSA Czechia. Scrutineers, please help me double check or triple check the votes. Continue to hold up your voting cards. Scrutineers, please check the numbers. How many votes do we have per row, and what is the cumulative number of votes, voting cards? Okay, so we've just gotten information that FIF Spain and FEFAMEX Mexico were out of the room during roll call. The voting cards were put on the table, and you came in. Did you come in after the roll call, or you are? Maybe, yeah. We'll ask the GA if you're comfortable with them receiving their vote. This is the important part. Okay, see majority yes, but please don't leave the room. Okay. Scrutineers, can I get the final number of the voting cards?
Okay, so we have 46 voting for today. For this next session, you can please lower your voting cards. So, hands on the floor. Can I have the proposal and secretary to review the standing orders? I said before, not for now. Right? So we can show in the screen who are the first and the second. Let's give it a chance. Let's see if it works. Still like the last chance. If not, we go back to the normal paper. as candidates with the Netherlands. And for seconder, oops, there we have BBAG Germany. So anyone against resuming the standing orders? So we are on. Thank you very much. The procedural motion is approved. So now we are moving to the first motion, that is the appointment of the chairperson of the General Assembly. It reads, this is the 72nd IPSF General Assembly appoints Mr. Lucas Ercolim, HLM Brazil, as chairperson of the 72nd IPSF General Assembly. This motivation shall not be reviewed once it has been achieved. I would like to call the Executive Committee to give motivation for this motion.
Hello, thank you, Chair, for the floor. It's Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer. I'm representing the IPSF Executive Committee. We are proposing the HLM Lucas to be our chair for this General Assembly. He was appointed as partial parliamentary coordinator by vote by correspondence through to the CPs earlier in the year. He is a very dedicated and very well-experienced HLM who is very knowledgeable of the parliamentary system specifically. As such, we are proposing him as the chair for the IPSF General Assembly. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you very much. So now we open the floor for discussion. I see no one. Going once, going twice. We are moving for voting. So just a comment on for voting is whenever we ask to raise your voting cards, please raise all together, right? Don't wait too much for this. So all those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. Please, all those abstaining for this motion, please raise your voting card. The motion is approved unanimously. Great. So now we are moving for the motion number 2, the appointment for the motions committee. So this, the 72nd General Assembly appoints, I'll try my best with the names, sorry if it's not perfect, okay? So we have Waranun Jessan 1, 1, Suzanne Vidja, Kepsa Kenya, John Moises Carter from FJC PPHA Philippines, and for the motions committee for the duration of the General Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once has been achieved. I would like to call the EXCO to give motivation on this motion.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, representing the IPSF Executive Committee. We have proposed these for 3 individuals as motions committee, as they both have very strong experience regionally and then also within the Constitution. We believe that they will provide excellent advice to not only the Chair and the Executive Committee members, but also the General Assembly when deciding on the works of the Federation. Thank you, and passing the floor back to the Chair.
Thank you very much. Now we open the floor for discussion. Okay, we have candidates with the Netherlands.
Thank you. Thank you. Marlon KPC Netherlands. So this is not a comment on the appointment of the people because we find them perfectly capable. More the placement of the people, because right now you are not able to see them. So if they were to have a point of order or something, oh wait, it's through the system, right? Or okay. But anyways, as long as their feedback is also taken good care of. Thank you.
Thank you very much, KNPSV. Just on a comment from my side, we just ensure that they 3 have a full access and they are also part of the list. They got the numbers, so they can just join, okay? Okay, so do you have a second comment? No, it does not. Any other comment? I'm closing the floor. Okay, so let's go for voting. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. All those abstaining for this, please raise your voting cards. The motion is approved unanimously. Great. So now we move to the motion number 3, sorry. Oh, that's a long one. So I'll read for you. So this, the 7th IPSF General Assembly appoints Susan Vidja, Mr. Chloe from Kepsa, Kenya, Mr. Chloe Boultard from NPF France. We have more people. Just a second. Annie March from Domas, from Campus the Netherlands. We have Ms. Kornpaha Chiprakon from Psa, Thailand. Ms. Jinitsa Tesha Virajiwa Wang from Psa, Thailand. Mr. Janissa Ongari, individual member for Taiwan. Ms. Hawi Saura Kumadlok from Psa, Taiwan. Mr. Netip Fong Pongwiwasha from Psa, Thailand. Ms. Titari Krong Tawil, I hope that I'm doing the best, huh? For this, I am Thailand as scrutineers for the duration of this General Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once it has been achieved. I pass the floor for the motivation from the Exco.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, representing the IPSF Executive Committee 2025-2026. We are proposing this very long list of individuals as our scrutineers. They are all either experienced or are going to be very quickly gaining experience on how to support the General Assembly. We have a large number of them because we've got a large number of sessions. It's important that we not only have the General Assembly adequately staffed, but also that we're giving lots of people the opportunity to learn the General Assembly and to learn the procedures of the General Assembly, as this is not something that everyone has the opportunity to do. Thank you, and passing the floor back to the Chair.
I open the floor for discussions. I see no comment. Oh, sorry. You can use the system too. Huh? But okay, we give this time. Huh? Please proceed.
Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. I'd like to propose a slight amendment to add one more name on the list. Then the name is one more name to the generally one more name to the scrutineers list, because he is also currently supporting us in the process, and I think we missed him on the list.
Okay, so what's the name of the person? No, okay, that's fine.
Can I read it?
So is the EXCO as proposer okay with the amendment? Can I have a thumbs up from you? EXCO, please, I need the quorum, so you have to act now. Please look to me. Great, so we have approved it. So can you please add the name on the system? Okay, the motion is successfully amended. The floor is still open. Do I have any comments? I see no comments, so I'm closing the floor for discussion. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. All those abstaining, motion approved unanimously. Can I have the results on the system? Michelle? Okay, now we are moving for the next motion. So this, the 7-second IPSF General Assembly appoints Azra Masmara Autotag from UPSA Int Turkey, Vijanas Trishna Hea Masininkap from FJCPPHA, the Philippines, Mr. Jono Hofs from KNPC, the Netherlands, Mr. Rafi Hani Kashi from ASEPA, Algeria, as meeting secretaries for the duration of this General Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once it has been achieved. I would like to ask the EXCO to provide motivation on this motion.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, on behalf of the IPSF Executive Committee. We are requesting for the General Assembly to appoint the following individuals as meeting secretaries to support the production of the General Assembly minutes by live minuting, specifically with things that may not be hard to understand. We have Executive Committee members present as well to provide additional support. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
I open the floor for discussion. I see no one. So we are moving for voting. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. Any abstentions? The motion is approved. We are moving on then with the approval of the agenda. So this reads as, the 7-second IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the agenda of this General Assembly, the 7-second. This motion shall not be reviewed once it has been achieved. I would like to call the EXCO to provide motivation on this motion.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, on behalf of the IPSF Executive Committee. We are proposing this agenda, which can be found in the IPSF General Assembly folder, which will outline the going-ons of the General Assembly, which is in line with the IPSF official documents and the normal procedures of a General Assembly. Thank you. I'm passing the floor back to the Chair.
I open the floor for discussion. BPAG Germany.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. We couldn't see an agenda item on adopting the new strategic plan, 2026 to 29. So we wanted to ask if that will be discussed and if we should add that agenda item to the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, so thanks for this. I will have Michelle, Secretary General, to answer.
Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. It is already slotted in as an incoming motion from the Executive Committee. So currently we have the Strategic Plan 2023-2026 report, but then as an incoming motion, we'll have the Strategic Plan 2026-2029. I will pass over back to the Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I also confirm from my side in the parliamentarian system we have a motion on this. Okay. So now I have a direct from BPH German, dropped. So then the next is Elizabeth Jones. Now we have the Netherlands with a new one. Please, can you please be the Netherlands?
Thank you, Marlon, KPC Netherlands. We would like to ask if the acceptance of the Memorandum of Understanding with EPSA is also an incoming motion, because the memorandum currently reads that it has to be accepted by the General Assembly. Thank you.
Okay, I pass the floor for Michelle, Secretary General.
Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. There should be a section of the agenda on MOUs. Let me quickly.
Do you need more time to find an answer? So maybe we can move with the others while you are doing this. So we get back to you, Marlon. So I will call now Lucinda from KNPs with the Netherlands.
Thank you for the floor. I would like to ask if we could, we would like to ask if the GA folder can be updated and all required documents can be published in the right maps as well. Also the documents that are sent through email but not have been published in the GA folder. Thank you.
Thank you for the comment. So for the next one, we have PPAG Germany.
Thank you for the floor. Owen, PPHD Germany. We submitted a motion that we wanted to move up to the beginning of the GA, and we have been in communication with this with SecGen, but we haven't had a final comment on whether this is possible. Could we get a final comment if it's possible? Move this motion up because it could benefit the procedure of this GA as well. Thank you.
I pass the floor for Michelle.
Sorry, my microphone is not working. Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. I think we responded to the email just before 2 p.m. I don't know. But it's a procedural, you're proposing a change. There's two parts of it. One, you're proposing a change in the official document standing orders, and also it's more of a procedural motion. So if it's a matter of changing the exact IPSF official documents, that will probably fit as an incoming motion. But then if you're proposing, for the other part of proposing the structure of how the processes should flow, maybe I'll pass over to the chair of the assembly to communicate on that. Thank you, Michelle.
I pass the chair to Michelle, and then you pass the floor to me, so I can speak.
Okay. Over to Lucas, Parliamentary Coordinator, to respond.
Thank you. This is a good point. I also supported with the email. The main point for me here as a developer of the, Lucas Ercolin, Parliamentarian Coordinator. The main point to add these changes now in the system will require me to stop to recode this. Okay, it's possible though, of course, but I mean, it's totally doable, but I think that the main point is a new change on how the assembly works itself, on the own core of how it works. Also, there is a point on the Robert Rules of Order which is worth also checking if this is aligned or not with the Roberto Rules order, as we are talking about standing orders. I believe that is possible, of course. I would be glad to discuss with you just after this GA, so we can see how is the best way to do this. But on the matter of agenda or amendments to the agenda, of course, I leave for the proposer, EXCO, and for the GA to take the best decision on this.
Okay, passing the chairing back to Lucas.
Thank you very much. So do we have an answer? An answer for KNPSV, the Netherlands?
Yeah, Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. Sorry, that was definitely an oversight. We didn't include MOUs. It's normally supposed to be a separate agenda point, but we can amend with the approval of the chair. We can quickly amend the tentative agenda and then add that specific agenda point, and it can be, the voting can proceed. Thank you.
Is the EXCO okay with this amendment to the agenda? Can I have thumbs up? Yes. So it will be amended. Okay, can it be the Netherlands and General Assembly? It will be amended. It will not change the motion itself, the wording, but they work on this. Let know if was done or not from your side. Okay, we have Napster Serbia as next.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Katarina, Napster, Serbia. We just have one question. Is there time when financial documents will be uploaded? Because if the financial documents will be uploaded on 4th of August, and for example, in agenda they are on 5th of August, it would be really like small amount, like short amount of time for us to revise them. So can we have any clarification of when that will happen? Thank you.
Okay, we have Manshri.
Manshri IPSF President. I would like to inform the floor that every time there's a document that have to be shared at the beginning of the motion, it will be shared on the screen, and you can request the time to extend the time to see it as well. So when the motion comes on a particular disk, I could also share it right now. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, I can see that clarification is coming from KNPSV, the Netherlands, while he's typing the form. KNPSV, the Netherlands, please. Can I also have the speakers list deleted for Katarina? She just spoke. Yes, please.
Thank you, Manuel KPC, the Netherlands. I believe Napster Serbia inquired about why certain documents were missing, and is that correct? And I don't think that the comment of the IPSF president answered that question fully. So we want to ask if, by when the financial documents, if they are going to be added. Thank you.
Before I give the floor to anyone from the EXCO to keep answering, let me just clarify if we all got right the question for you. So your question was more specifically on the financial reports and if they are or not in the folder with plenty of time for you to analyze. Is it correct? Yes? Okay, so I opened for the EXCO to answer back. So please, Naomi.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer. I can confirm that the final financial report for 2022 will be submitted into the folder alongside the IPSF budget 2027. They will be submitted hopefully within the next day or so. And if the General Assembly does not believe that they've had enough time to review them, then we are more than happy to accommodate tabling them until the General Assembly does feel like they've had time to review them adequately. Additionally, the Auditing Committee Report 2022-2023 will also be uploaded once it's complete, and then the Auditing Committee Report 2021-2022 that was passed in the past General Assembly in 2022 will also be uploaded as it corresponds to the financial year 2022. So these have been completed will be uploaded. And yes, thank you very much. I'm passing the floor back to the chair.
I have no questions, no comments on the list. I'm closing the floor for discussion. So just remember, it was already amended on the MOU matter for this one. So all those against this motion, please raise your vote cards. Abstentions? The motion is approved. We advance with the motion number 6 on the acceptance of the minutes. So this, the 7th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the minutes of the 71st IPSF General Assembly. This motion shall not be reviewed once it has been achieved. I would like to call the EXCO to do the motivation for this motion.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I'm Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, on behalf of the IPSF Executive Committee. These are the accurate GA minutes from the IPSF 71st General Assembly held in Nairobi, Kenya, and they are available for people to review past motions and past discussions when relevant. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
Okay, I will open the floor for discussion, and I already have a comment from Michelle.
Thank you. Just to add on the motivation that Naomi has given, the minutes were shared in January to March 2026. They were open for feedback and review for the 3 months. We got a couple of feedbacks, and those were incorporated into the minutes. And yeah, after the incorporation and several points of proofreading, they were then uploaded to the GA folder. Thank you.
Okay, so we have a comment from BPAG Germany.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. Thank you again to Michelle and the CWC for preparing the minutes. Regarding the feedback that was provided, parts of it don't seem to have been implemented. So, for example, some numbers in the list of motions do not match the motions in the minutes, and there is one motion that seems to be missing completely. And then also the minutes for 8 motions are still missing because session recordings were not found, for example. And for quite a few of those, we believe it would be beneficial for the Federation to have the minutes. So we had suggested, for example, using Otter AI recordings that had been made during the General Assembly to kind of find those minutes again and add them to the minutes of the 71st GA. Also offered to provide some of our notes that we had, but weren't contacted. So we want to ask if any efforts were done to recover the missing minutes and why the outcome seems to have been negative. Thank you.
Okay, I give the floor for Michelle.
Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. So unfortunately, after we finished the General Assembly, some of the Zoom recordings were deleted, and we weren't able to record them receive them from the cloud. Last year we had meeting secretaries joining online. A number of them didn't send in the minutes, so we didn't have copies of that. For the parts that generally, for the motions that were not captured, either we didn't have the data, but then maybe you could specify the exact motions. You've said some motions are, maybe you could give the exact motion numbers and we could look into it again. But we lost quite a lot of data when someone cleared the whole cloud.
Okay, I have here in the list Elizabeth from KNP. No, sorry for that. So now we have Lucinda from KNP with the Netherlands. She dropped. So I have no further comments on the list. I'm closing the floor for discussion. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. Any abstentions? Any abstentions? The motion is approved. So, okay, we advance. So now we are in the acceptance, motion number 7 about reviewed credential form. So this, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the reviewed credential forms for NAPS Australia, ISFAB Benin, FGCPPHA, the Philippines, and UPSF United Arab Emirates. This motion shall not be achieved once has been, shall not be reviewed once has been achieved. I would like to give the floor for Exco.
Sorry, would you like me to do my clarification before I do my proposal?
Sorry?
Are we also meant to have ISMA Farsi Indonesia?
Michelle, you should participate on this one. This is about the credential forms received. These are the ones there. We have a question from the Exco.
Just clarifying whether or not we're also accepting the amendment from ISMA Farsi Indonesia?
Yes, we accept
Is accepted. So please amend the motion for us before we advance with the open discussion. Okay. So we have. Okay, so let's try again for the motivation for this.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Naomi Knox, IPSF Treasurer, on behalf of the IPSF Executive Committee. We have these reviewed credential forms from these member organisations who have had their official delegates changed. This is a new standard of practice initiated in the past 71st IPSF General Assembly held in Kenya, and allows for us to accommodate unexpected changes to our official delegates to ensure that all member organisations are appropriately represented. Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I open the floor for discussion. Okay, we have OEQF from Guatemala.
Hello, my name is Solim Buyer from OEQF Panama. I would like to delegate my vote to Fairfax, Mexico, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you please take the voting card and give to Fairfax? To her, yes. Okay, so I have, he's over there. So I have no one else in the speaker list. So I'm moving to voting. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. Any abstentions? Motion approved. On the list, on the agenda, the next motion should be for the acceptance of the full member for Guinea, and then proceeding with all the new members. However, we have the information, right? Okay. So we have the information that they all need to do this tomorrow. So we will give for the EXCO to give the motivation to lay those motions on the table. Please, EXCO.
Saliran, Chairperson of Internal Relations. So initially, we have gave them to be available on August 3rd and August 5th, but since we had this new session on August 2nd, but since they're also from 4 different regional offices and from different time zones, we didn't want to rush their applications. So we're proposing this motion to table their applications starting tomorrow at the beginning of the first session. Thank you.
So now we are actually in a procedural motion to table those, okay? So to table the motions. Let me just say the numbers, all of them. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, and 18. So we have a total of a few motions to be laid on the table until tomorrow, and the discussion now is on the procedural motion itself. So I open the floor for discussion. I have EPAG Germany. No, dropped. I see no one in the speakers list, so I'm closing this for the procedural motion to lay on the table. All those against? Motion approved. Procedural motion approved. So now we move on with the first report of IPSF. Sorry, those are for? A technical one, okay. So please can you pass me the Netherlands technical?
Thank you, Lucinda Kane, PSV the Netherlands. We feel like the parliamentary system is a bit difficult now because putting in new comments and direct comments is easy, but points of information, clarifications, technicals, procedural motions, it takes a while to put them in the system, and then everything, the floor is already closed, and it works not so efficient for us at the moment. So we would like to get those out, or something, how you say it. Thank you.
Okay. So, as this is a technical, would it be okay, can you pass with the Netherlands, if we discuss after this session, so we see the best way to move with this? So we don't have to stop everything now for that. Okay? I see you have BPAG Germany there.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. We would like to propose a procedural motion to reconsider the motion on the adoption of the minutes of the 71st General Assembly. Thank you.
Do I have a seconder? Can you please with the Netherlands? For reopening is a 2/3 request and is also a debatable procedural motion. So, can I have this clear? Okay, so can I have the proposer to give your motivation?
Thank you, Lisa, BPHD Germany. We want to propose it because the time was too short to type in the number and the procedural motion before the floor was closed. And looking in advance, we want to then table the motion to a later date to add some more info into the minutes to give the opportunity for that. Thank you.
Can I have the seconder to give their motivation on this? Can you please get the Netherlands?
Thank you. Marlon KPC Netherlands. We agree with this procedural motion to add in the necessary information into the minutes and have the full minutes available for next year. Thank you.
I open the floor for discussion. Okay, I see no one for this. I'll give a little more time if someone having trouble with the form. No? Okay, so we will vote on the procedural motion proposed by PPAG Germany and CanPSV the Netherlands. All those against reconsidering this motion, please raise your voting cards. Okay, so we will go back and reconsider the motion. Okay, so as we are reconsidering the motion itself, all good? As we are reconsidering the motion itself, I would give back to the proposers for the EXCO to answer on the needs for the GA. I guess should be you, huh? So let me put this back. We had already the procedural motion to reconsider this, so we reopen it, and we are back to the debate. What we have from now from VBAG Germany and KNPSV the Netherlands is that they require more time, right? As we reopen the discussion, you have the last chance to talk as proposer and seconder before they go for any amendment or to table or any next thing. So as you are proposers, it comes back to EXCO, and then you can do your final comment on this before we advance with the GA.
Thank you, Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. To recap the motivation, the minutes were prepared and they were shared over early during the year, and they have been submitted to the General Assembly for review and approval. Thank you.
So, let me open the floor. The motion is reopened. Do you have any comments? VPAG Germany?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Lisa, VPHD Germany. We would like to propose a procedural motion to postpone this agenda item until after the reports and after the membership applications. Thank you.
Do I have a seconder? Okay, this time I will not get you. I will get Norway. So we have Norway as seconder and VPAG Germany as proposer to table this motion. Is a debatable one. Anyone would like to make a comment? Is that still your comment or is a new one? Okay, thanks. I see no comments. I'll give just 1 second more to see. Great. So let's move for voting on the procedural motion to table this motion for after the reports as proposed by VPAG Germany. So all those against. So it's approved to be tabled. Okay, so now we are moving for a new motion. So this, the 7th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the President. So I would like to invite our President Manshuri to join us here in the podium. Thank you very much. If it's all fine for you, we are setting all the presentations and reports for 3 minutes. It's not official in the official documents, but I think it's fine. Is it okay for you? The floor is yours.
Honorable Chairperson, distinguished delegates, members of the Advisory Board, HLMs, Alumni, Executive Committee, IPSF team, official delegates, scrutineers, meeting secretaries, hello, my name is Manshri. 1 year ago, I stood before the General Assembly with excitement when I was elected as President. Today, I stand here for the last time as your President. Sorry, I can't speak. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. All right. Rafi did ask if I was going to cry, and I said no. Now I am.
All right, today I stand here for the last time as your president. My heart is filled with one word, gratitude. Serving as the first Thai president in IPSF history has been the greatest honor of my life. But over this past year, I have learned that leadership is never about one person. It is about the people who believe in a shared vision and work together to make it a reality. This mandate has taken me across the world. I have had the privilege of meeting you, listening to your stories, learning from your experiences, and witnessing firsthand the incredible passion that exists in every corner of our federation and every corner of this room. No matter where we come from, we are united by one purpose: to improve healthcare and to serve our communities of pharmacy. Many people have asked me throughout this year, how did you do it? The answer is very simple, and today I'm going to tell you that the secret was that I did not do it alone. To my husband, Hans Erling Skollevold, to my son, Maximus Johann Skollevold, my mom, Monta Tatanawichit, my dad, Pimpon Sang Muang, my brother, Kritamed Sang Muang, my mother-in-law, Kamonat Skollevold, my father-in-law, Johann Skollevold, and my brother-in-law, Emin Philip Skollevold. They have been serving presidents as much as I have been. And thank you for the support you have given me through every flight, every late night meetings, every challenge, and every moment I was away from home. When you are creating your memories with someone, people you love are creating the memories somewhere without you. But thank you for believing in me even when I question myself. People may see the president standing on this stage, but they very rarely see that family standing behind the president, and I would never have been able to fulfill this role without your love, your patience, and your unwavering support. To all of you, I needed to take this moment to thank those presidency with me. But to the next generation of IPSF leaders, remember that leadership is not about titles. It is about your service. Listen before you speak. Lead with integrity. Leave IPSF stronger than you have found it, so that the future generations can come and build it from where you have left it. So, thank you very much.
I'll let her stay there. Can I have the screen again? Okay, so let's open the floor for discussion. LPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima Mara, LPSA Lebanon. At first, Blessed Efforts Month, thank you for your hard work throughout the mandate, serving as the president of a federation representing more than 600,000 pharmacy students and recent graduates is a huge responsibility that requires tremendous dedication, commitment, and resilience. We sincerely appreciate your efforts and wish you all the best. Now we have a question regarding the policy portfolio. We know that IPSF developed a humanitarian statement during the mandate. However, it has not been shared yet. Could you please update us on the current status? Additionally, has it received FIP support or not? Or is the process still ongoing? Thank you.
I give the floor to Mashri.
Manshri IPSF President, the development is still in progress. The latest information that you have received have been forwarded to FIP, and we have received the comments that the developed humanitarian statement that we have sent do focus on one regional in particular. We decided to make this humanitarian statement to be covering more regions in the world. So now the humanitarian statement is being reconsidered and will be sent to you one more time. FIP has expressed their interest in waiting, and they will be revising once we have submitted the new humanitarian statement that will cover the general humanitarian concept, where we will be highlighting all 5 regional offices and we have collected information from different regions on which particular humanitarian situation that could be added into the information. So this work has been supported thoroughly by the humanitarian coordinator, Lisa, who is sitting here in the room. We have been discussing this since it's been released and before and through with FIP. However, with the time limitation of preparation of WHA, together with the travel to all regional symposium and here in World Congress, the work has been on pause for the past 2 months. But once this GA is done, it will be the first priority, and it's my work that I will be doing until the end of my mandate. If this work is not succeeding, it will definitely be passed on to the next policy coordinator, humanitarian coordinator, and IPSF leadership who will be responsible for the policy committee work. Once again, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for contributing your time. This is the new initiative that we are trying to bring together the voice of pharmacy from both IPSF and the International Pharmaceutical Federation. So I thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much. Now I give the floor for KNPSV, the Netherlands.
Thank you, Marlon, KNPC Netherlands. So first of all, thank you so much for your heartfelt speech and also for showcasing IPSF on such a global stage. We really think that it was a major highlight of your mandate. So in your annual plan, you mentioned the wish to maintain the motivation of the team and an assessment of workload throughout the year. What were the key takeaways this year that should be continued in the coming mandate? Thank you.
Give the floor to Manshuri.
Manshuri, IPSF President. IPSF Executive Committee this year, I'm so fortunate to have been having such a loving and hardworking team. They have been doing all their jobs, and the year that has been passed, it's just all human situation that happened. We all got tired, we all got struggles, but none of them gave up on IPSF. And I do trust that keeping the motivation going is not about telling them how good they are, but being there for them at the time of need. This mandate, we have faced several situations where we have to step in, from natural disasters to uncontrollable challenges where we have to coordinate among IPSF Executive Committee to work together. Some of the work within the global office hasn't really been touching base with the regional offices, but once we need to do the urgent work, none of the IPSF Executive Committee drop off. They decided to take up the challenges and support when executive committees in charge can't be doing the work. I trust the motivation came out in living proof evidence that today you will see from their reports. But from my side, if I could say it, it was all about the love that I give to them. And sometimes love comes in different shapes and form. You'll love it, you'll not like it. But safe love might seem untrustable at first, but once you have experiencing the love continuously, always there, I trust that the team have felt it, and I hope that it will stay with them, that they have been loved thoroughly by me, and you all have been loved thoroughly by me this year. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor for PISA Thailand.
Okay, thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Pawat Niran. I'm the incoming contact person of PISA Thailand 2026-27 mandates. On behalf of PISA Thailand and on behalf of my, as predecessors, or I can P-Munch, we would like to express our deepest gratitude to Ms. Manshuri for her unwavering dedication and tireless efforts and remarkable contribution throughout her term in this position. Furthermore, I would like to take this opportunity to commend her paving for the way for the next generation leaders, that throughout her visionary leadership, perseverance and commitment, she has not only laid a solid foundation for our organization, but has also empowered us to believe that there is no limit that we can achieve. Her extraordinary work serves as a powerful reminder that with courage and unity, we can overcome any challenge and reach the new heights. As we step into the new chapter, we remain profoundly inspired by her legacy and are fully committed to building upon the strong path that she has forged for us. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the chair.
Thank you very much. Would you like to answer on that? I give the floor. Would you like to answer on that? Right, Manshuri.
Thank you so much for your trust in me as well. If I could share with the floor, I have never dreamt of once becoming IPSF leaders. The only dream I had was to become IPSF APPS chairperson turned World Congress chairperson. And that was my original dream. It has been somehow working its way out because the year that I was a chairperson of April, APPS was in Thailand, and now the year that I'm the president, World Congress is in Thailand as well. It is double the work because you lead both teams, but I hope this gives everyone the courage that it can happen wherever you are and wherever in your country as well. And just because there has never been anyone in front of you doing this for you or show you how to do it in your countries or a member organization, I hope this could be a testimony that you could be the one who do it too. And then one day you might be giving this exact same speech to your member organization. And I hope that this story gives you the courage to come out of your comfort zone, to step and grow for yourself and for the others as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor for Kenneth with the Netherlands.
Thank you. Marlon, KMPC Netherlands. One of the challenges you mentioned in your report is timely decision making, which we also noticed during the mandate. Could you clarify the causes and share how this might be overcome in the future mandates? Thank you.
I give the floor. Marlon, may you repeat your question? May you repeat your question? Yes, please.
Marlon, KMPC Netherlands. In terms of timely decision making, could you clarify the causes and share how this might be overcome in future mandates? Thank you.
I give the floor for Manshuri.
Thank you for the floor, Chair Manshuri, IPSF President. This might be something that it's a bit unpredictable because it's out of our control. But when I mention timely decision making, it involves sometimes this year where we are facing global crisis, that among all those situations, besides feeling for what is happening, you also have to make a governance decision on what to do. For me, there was a time that I have to put my emotions aside and to see who to delegate the work to when it comes to the time where some of the member of the executive committee have to be missing. If this was the first time, I probably wouldn't know what to do. But it grows faster and faster, but at the same time, the emotions stay very heavily. I trust that something like this has to be prepared, but at the same time, if we can come up with some contingency plan on when one position is gone, who would officially be taking over, that could also be something that we could consider. And this is not just particularly the executive committee, it could be the RWG as well. So my suggestion for the next mandate and all of you is that we have to have a plan B ready at hand so that when it comes to the time, some people know what to do. And this doesn't have to be just emergency situation, but it could also be where people have to go out of office, and if they have to be on leave. This is something that hasn't been properly established in IPSF. And we do need that. And I'm really, really sorry that I couldn't bring it up this year. But I hope that the next year to come, once the Federation is more stabilized, you would have time to take a look into the human resources, where when people have to take sick leave, have to leave for office for a couple of days and times, how would you delegate the work and who would be your second of kin? And that's all my timely decision making that I have to do for putting the right man to the right job. And I hope that at least this help this federation for the year. I'm open for suggestion, and I also hope that the next team will also hear this and learn from it as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor for IPF Portugal.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Margarida, IPF Portugal. First of all, thank you, Mentri, for your report and for all the effort you put into your mandate. One of the most positive aspects of your work has been your close and very approachable communication with MOs. So thank you for that. Congratulations. We have a question for you. Members are frequently asked to provide feedback on a wide range of matters, but we sometimes feel that when statements are being drafted and presented, we could be more assessed, and we would like to ask you how you would propose involving members more directly in statement drafting to ensure that our views are also better represented in this process. Thank you.
I give the floor for the President.
Manchurian IPSF President, thank you so much for your suggestion. I would like to answer correctly and also transparently that this is the first year that I'm leading policy statement preparation. I do see the potential of us sending the IPSF statements to the member organization to review, which we have started the pilot with the humanitarian statement and the others. But when it comes to the international event, including, for example, WHO Executive Board and WHA, with my limited experiences with both events, this year was my first time leading both policy preparation. Though the preparation has been following the traditional way, which is preparation by policy committee, drafting the green papers, and policy coordinator draft it, or I would draft it, or executive committee involved would be drafting it, and then we'll make the decision together. I would like to provide information that this year, besides just researching, we have been utilizing the work from the internal portfolios, of which your AMOR from 2024 to the 2025 have been evaluated, which means your contribution has been part of the policy work. However, from now on, if you would like to propose a change to policy committee, you can set the timeline with major events, because we would know when the timeline would come of the, like let's say, the WHA or UN events, though sometimes limited time for submission will be poses. So if you could take this back and consider how long would the member organization need to revise it, would your role be commenting on the whole thing and co-drafting together? Or would your role be approving and providing suggestions similarly to how humanitarian statement was done? Then that could be the suggestion I provide. But it's doable, it's practical, and we can make it work. Sadly, I will not be there to work on it anymore, but I do hope to put it on the handover document if you would propose. Thank you.
Thank you. I pass the floor for FJCPPH Philippines.
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Carmenia Gabriel, FJCPPHA Philippines. Procedural motion to limit the discussion to 30 minutes. Thank you, and passing the floor back to the Chair.
I need a clarification. So you want to add more 30 minutes, or that this conversation is 30 minutes in total?
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Carmenia Gabriel, FJCPPHA Philippines, to limit the discussion up to 30 minutes, if that's all right. Thank you, and passing the floor back to the Chair.
Let me, just before giving the floor for the next one, confirm how much it already went. So now we have 24 minutes, so you would have extra 6 under this, if approved, right? So now I will do this manually, not with this, because it's open, right? It's a debatable one, and we need a seconder. Sorry, I didn't see you, Marlon. Please, can you pass me that hands?
Thank you, Marlon, KPC. Point of order. We would like to assess whether this is an actual use of the motion to limit time for debate. or that that motion should be solely used to limit the time of comments being made? Because that's how we in precedence have seen the motion being used. Thank you.
I can answer on this. So from what I have seen in IPSF, I have seen this used before like this, but I tend to agree with you on times of proceeding of order to be done usually before or as extra time, not as total time as things already went. However, we have a procedural motion on this now, so now we need a seconder for the procedural motion. So okay, we have a seconder. Sorry, I cannot see. That's Korea. So you have the chance to do to motivate your procedural motion.
Thank you for the floor, Chair Carmina Gabriel, FGCPPHA Philippines. Given the presentation of the agenda earlier, and since we all have our copies, we quite have a lot of things to discuss. So given that 30 minutes, we get to prioritize the important comments, and at the same time still give freedom for the President to be able to explain and also talk more about the new comments directed to her. Thank you, and passing the floor back to the Chair.
Can we have the motivation for the seconder? Korea? There is no motivation?
Thank you for the floor, Chair. Chaeyeon, K-House Republic of Korea. We second this motion for the efficiency of the whole General Assembly. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
Okay, then. So I open the floor for discussion. You can use your hands for this. I see. Okay, so now we are opening the floor for discussions on the procedural motion to limit the discussions for the whole assembly as proposed by vote at 30 minutes for the reports. Is it correct? Did I understand well? Okay. So open the floor for discussion on the procedural motion. I see no one. It's for me, huh? You can use your hands if you have. Okay, we have FF Spain first.
Gina FF Spain, this is a question. How many minutes would be left then, if it's 30 minutes in general?
At this point, 0. -2 maybe.
How much?
But look, sorry for this. So on this situation, they propose 30 minutes limit. So let's say that we still can guarantee for her at least one more question, but this impacts all the other motions, right? So this is a point that they are putting here for all the motions on 30 minutes. I would say for the case of this specific report, we grant one more question because the time is already up. However, we are in this discussion. So I think it's fair for us to give for at least one more if this procedural motion is approved. Do I have anyone else wanting to do a comment on the procedural motion? I see no one. So all those against this procedural motion, please raise your voting cards. I have 8, 9. I have 9 against. All those in favor? You cannot abstain, so all the others, please just raise. Thank you very much on this. So now is the standard. Mashri, I will give you the chance for you to answer one more question before we close this. So now the next one is for Margarida from IPF Portugal.
Margarida, IPF Portugal. Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Is this working? Yeah. So we understand that consistently responding to all the questions submitted to... Yeah, should I repeat? Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Margarida, IPF Portugal. We understand that consistently responding to all the questions submitted through the monthly update system is very demanding. And it's come to our attention that sometimes some of these questions are left unanswered. And we'd like to see what the EXCO views are on this matter and if you think that it could be handled in a different way for future mandates. Thank you.
I give the floor to the President.
Thank you very much, Manchuri IPSF President. I would like to say that, first of all, you probably haven't really seen my answers to the monthly update, and I apologize. I do want to answer every question, and I have made a copy of everything, but it takes quite a long time before we could answer some questions, especially when the question asks, what is a strategic direction towards certain things, or what is a tangible outcome, because sometimes the outcome hasn't come in place, and it might take another 2 to 3 months. And because of that, I have started to time how many months would it take to respond to certain questions, or how would it be possible. IPSF Executive Committee have discussed about it during EM3 on what would be the best way to discuss on monthly update. To write a monthly update is already quite demanding because we have to spend sometimes 6 hours to just compiling all the work. To respond is also very challenging sometimes, especially we are at the time of BC period. We came up with certain solutions that could have been implemented, but just for your information, is not submitted for this year, but rather a suggestion for next year, which includes whether monthly update can be posted on CP Forum, where we can have a conversation in real time, and if the monthly update could also be posted on somewhere on like a dashboard, where we can post the same question and give a comment directly to each other, and the executive committee can join the conversation. Because how the current monthly update conversation is going on is like one question, one answer, but sometimes the conversation also requires some continuity. So if I could propose to the floor to consider the structure of how member organizations can be engaged with the conversation more effectively on the monthly update. That is also the solutions that we have figured out so far. But this decision has to be made collectively with the member organization as well, because the monthly update itself is chaired with not just CP, SEO, but also IPSF team. So with that, my proposed solution is to find a way where people could post a challenge or a questions about certain things, and there could be more comments to that without having to spam the email folder. And sometimes it's really hard to find the monthly update because the amount of email we receive per day is more than 50 plus, because we are CC in every single regional working group, every CP group, and every SEO group from the executive committee. So once again, if I could propose that the monthly update be considered something as a testimony of the work of the IPSF Exco, and the questions could go beyond just the email, but rather another platform where you could discuss simultaneously, that might be effectively helpful. But that doesn't give me the right to not respond to you, and I would like to express my sincere apology for not being able to respond through text. But I hope that you could see all the actions in the following month has already been addressing what has been suggested the month before. So if besides responding via text, but via actions could also be considered, maybe there could be a solution to how monthly update is being considered. Thank you.
I close the floor for discussion. As per the procedural motion approved, you can please clear the entire list for us, and we are moving to voting. So all those against, please raise your voting cards. Any abstentions? The report of the President is approved. Thank you very much, Mashari, for your work for the Federation. Everyone approves, loves your work here, and we are very glad to have you here with us. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we are moving for the next motion. So this is the motion number 20, the report of the President-elect. This, the 7th IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the President-elect. I would like to invite our President-elect Dorian to join and do her presentation for 3 minutes. Please, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be standing here and saying my report for the position of President-elect. I remember last year staying here fighting for the position, and I hope that what we have achieved has been satisfying for all of you. As a report, I do believe that we have submitted our annual reports, but I would like to reflect regarding the work that we have done throughout the mandate. During this mandate, we have tried our best to put our data gathered and somehow use the information we have for the Federation as statistics, as I also presented this in my nomination form as the President-elect. We have been working with the internal relation portfolio to make sure all the amours that are collected are the best way possible, and we have some statistics regarding how the Federation is working. In addition to that, for working better with affiliations coordinator and also events manager, which are important to our Federation, we have had collaboration with the internal committee. And also regarding the statistic that I mentioned, we have gone through the quarterly reports of IPSF team members, which are really the core part of how the Federation is moving forward, and working on the IPSF team list with the Secretary General, and shared the quarterly report analysis also with all of you to put the data that we have in statistic and let us know where exactly we are. And after this, one of the major things that have been achieved during this mandate was the strategic plan, because I was supposed to update the strategic plan for the upcoming 3 years, which is a major responsibility. For updating the strategic plan, we need to do different aspects of different portfolios and making sure that we are making a good future for the Federation, at least for the upcoming 3 years. Also, with the help of the President, I was added to the policy committee meetings and also sessions to make sure I have gathered the enough information which is required in the position of President-elect. As you know, the position is mostly observing, specifically moving the training portfolio from the position and having no teams. Mostly my work was supporting the EXCO and also make sure that I'm well prepared with the policy committee and the work of the President for the future year. I have also been working with the FIP and helping them within the FIP ECPG World Congress happening in September this year, and working on the hackathon and also LDW planning of them, which was a pleasure for me. Also, I had the investigation on the President-elect position, which required the collection of information regarding the history of this position and making sure that we are using this position the best way possible in the future of the Federation. And I would like to thank everyone who believed in me and voted for me last year, and I hope that now I can be proud of what I'm presenting here. Hope that this can be a great move for the future of the Federation. Thank you.
Okay, so I will put the 30 minutes they are already running for this presentation. So I would like to open the floor for discussion. We already have, so BPAG Germany.
Hi, Omid, BPHD Germany. This is actually a technical comment. First of all, thank you for your mandate. Thank you for your great work. This is a technical comment because this refers to the procedural motion that we had during the President report. Or at least you said that the next comment on the speakers list was the last one. We were actually the last comment, but during the procedural motion, somehow we were deleted. That's fine, that happens, but perhaps we could look at the parliamentary system in the future that such things do not happen again, especially with procedural motions. Perhaps going back to hand signs is a better option. Thank you.
Thank you for the input. So we go for Asap Alger. Asap Alger.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Thank you, Ms. Dorian, for your... Salma Mansouri, contact person of ASAP Algeria. Thank you, Ms. Dorian, for your wonderful mandate. On behalf of Azerbaijan, we would like to commend your efforts during your whole mandate in IPSF. So we had a question. So after the responsibilities for the TDC and LIT were removed from the PR Elect portfolio, how would you rate your overall workload for the remainder of your mandate? Looking back, do you think that transferring those responsibilities to the PD portfolio was the right decision? Thank you so much.
I give the floor for the President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. Thank you for your question. So moving the training portfolio to PD, I do believe that it was a good choice because as you see, TDC, LIT, and all training-related activities are running well. And since the beginning of the mandate, President-elect was also co-opted in that committee, so I was supervising, and there was exactly the good work of the PD committee trying to handle even the difficulties that they were raising. But the point is, regarding the President-elect position, after removing the training committee, I do believe that if there were no strategic plan to update for this year, the responsibilities were not good defined enough in the official document. So that is maybe the reason that we are going to have new actually responsibilities for the President-elect in the future, and we are making changes to the official document regarding the responsibilities of the President-elect. Also, regarding this, I would like to mention that not having any committees under my portfolio was so hard because the only point was that I was support point for the EXCO members, being in touch with them, and in addition the strategic plan working group. But other than that, there were no team member or committee members to be by my side. So that is why we're having changes to the official document. Thank you.
Thank you for this. So we have a second comment from Asep Aujuri.
Thank you for the floor. Sarah from ASEPA Algeria. Thank you for your report and the real report. Our question is, how would you evaluate the quality of the quarterly report submitted throughout this mandate? And did you notice any improvement or decline over the time? Thank you.
Thanks a lot for
I give the floor for the President-elect.
Thank you. Dorian, President-elect. So regarding the quarterly reports, I do believe that after the first quarterly report was submitted and the results was shared with the executive committee, we have received some feedbacks that specifically for specific regions, people were not able to fill out the quarterly report for the first quarter. So as also you can see in the analysis of the quarterly report, the proportion of submitted reports for the first quarter was lower than the second, and in the second quarter we had more people participating, specifically from specific regions. I tried my best to go through different sections that we have had within the quarterly report and have a collective suggestion for all of the executive members regarding their members. And within the discussion that we have had with the executive committee members, there is something that maybe a team member or a committee member has not filled the quarterly reports, but they have done a good job during the mandate. That was why actually we have had sessions with the executive committee to make sure how we can actually make the quarterly report reflect this as well, and make sure that the people of the committee and coordinators who are working hard never forget to submit it, because that's a really huge loss. And also the billing for resignations and all the details that are gathered in the quarterly report let us know about the amount of workload in each portfolio, and maybe to have an estimation on if any of the executive committee portfolios need more or less team members in their committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I pass the floor for LPSA Lebanon. LPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima from IPSF Lebanon. Blessed efforts, Dorian, and thank you for your dedication throughout the mandate as a President-elect. It was certainly a challenging mandate, especially with the new restructured President-elect role. Taking on a position with evolving responsibilities is never easy, and we appreciate your effort. Regarding your annual report, you mentioned that you analyze the quarterly reports and every individual response from each portfolio. Could you please share the main findings from that analysis, or more importantly, what concrete actions or decisions resulted from those findings, and how did they contribute to improving the work of the executive committee? Passing the floor back to the chair. Thank you.
clarification?
Sorry, may I ask exactly what point you were questioning about? I didn't catch that.
The main finding of the analysis of the quarterly reports and what decisions resulted from those findings. Clear? Thank you.
Okay, just before I give the floor for the next one, we would like to ask for those speaking to stand up when it's it's your time to speak. Is everything okay? Good. So now I have many people here in order. So I have a technical from IPSF Lebanon. No? You cannot hear me. Is that? Okay, so let's try again. For when you are going to speak, please raise and stand up to speak when it's your turn to make your comment. That's the point. Okay? Please, IPSF Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. I can't really hear you clear. Thank you.
You cannot read, see me? Oh. Even like this, you cannot hear me. Like this? Yeah, I have really to touch this microphone with my mouth. Sorry for this. So I believe that we had this third comment from ASEPA Algeria, but I believe that now we got a higher priority for candidates for the Netherlands. Is it okay?
I didn't answer yet. I didn't answer yet.
You didn't answer yet. Please go on.
Thank you. Dorian? Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. So regarding the quarterly reports and sharing them with the EXCO, to be honest, I do believe that it was a really good discussion regarding how active their members are. For example, we have been facing this situation that people sign up for specific committee positions or even coordinator positions, but in the middle of the mandate or even earlier, they are not responsible or they don't respond anymore to the respective portfolio, the respective EXCO or their coordinators. So going through those reports actually help us to understand the amount of people who were not active within their portfolio and also resignation or any unresponsiveness. And we had the follow-up within each executive committee member. As I mentioned before, some of the unsubmissions were also regarding forgetting to submit the form, and after talking with the member, they were really active and actually had a positive impact in their position inside the executive committee. So we came up with a collective decision with the executive committee to take in consideration that, as you know, if they lose more than 2 quarterly reports not submitted, they're going to be removed from their team. So after going through the whole, both Q1 and Q2, we understood that mostly the active people only miss one of them, not both, because we remind them regarding that they haven't submitted them yet. So I think the follow-up system is working. We just need to somehow think of maybe improvement. At this mandate, we try to also gather another information inside the quarterly reports as well. For example, the willingness of being a part of strategic plan working group instead of creating new surveys to actually make more effort out of IPSF team members. But I do believe the quarterly reports template also have the place for improvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I give the procedural motion for KDP's for the Netherlands, we have the third comment from ASEPA Algeria. I hope that's fine that we give the chance for them first. So I give the floor for ASEPA Algeria.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. So it was a new comment, not a direct. Can I continue? Or?
Yes, you can. Okay. Everybody's new now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ms. Dayan, once again. So, Selmari Maksouri, contact person of ASEPA Algeria. Our third question was, how do you keep yourself informed about the IPSF ongoing work, specifically after the period of unavailability earlier this year? And how did the EXCO provide support? Thank you so much.
I give the floor for President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. So in this position, I would really like to thank all the executive committee members, because there was a time which I was not available, as all of you are aware of the situation happening. But also me as a person passionate about this work and knowing that I have international responsibility, I was looking for solutions for this situation. And hopefully after 6 to 7 days, I found the solution to get connected to the internet and actually get myself updated about what is going on. And the problem was that that exact time was the time that I have released a strategic plan working group call as well. So I'm honored to be in an executive committee that they all supported me. They all fill in the gaps. And when I came back, I found out that various of the duties were managed by them, the data were gathered by them, and I was also welcomed well in the executive committee. So I would like to say that hard situation might happen, but having an amazing team by your side that take care of you is important. This teamwork was amazing, and I do also believe that even me myself as a person finding myself responsible for this, if I couldn't find a solution, I would have definitely moved, because this is the responsibility that I actually accepted with pleasure and would like to continue in any circumstances and any situations as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor for KNP's with the Netherlands.
Thank you, Marlon, KNPC Netherlands. As technical, you'll see two procedural motions because we want to raise two procedural motions. The first procedural motion we would like to raise is to limit the time for comments to 1.5 minutes.
Do I have a seconder? I stand up and so I will get you. You get closer. I cannot see. Sorry, Napster Serbia. For a seconder, we already have your proposal. So, do you want to give a motivation on this?
Thank you, Morning KPC Netherlands. So our motivation is right now comments can take quite long, which is of course understandable. But due to the procedural motion that was raised earlier, this takes away from the debate that we can have, and we want to have that a bit more extended. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give it the floor for Napster Serbia.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, we also agree with this, and we think that we would have more answers from other MOs if this was accepted. Thank you.
Okay, so we are in the procedural motion. Can I have anyone who would like to make a comment? Just do here. I'm getting close. I see no one, so all those against this procedural motion, please raise your voting cards. All, so is anonymous, the exception. I just want to assess the support for this GA, because we will be needing to be counting 1.5 minutes for every single comment. So someone will have to be doing this actively. I would like someone from the table to get this whole for us, otherwise it will not be possible. Anyone would like to check? Noemi will support. Thank you very much. So then, what's going on? Please put back. Yes, thanks. So now we have a second procedural motion by KNPC with the Netherlands.
Thank you, Marlon, KNPC Netherlands. We would like to raise a procedural motion to extend the time of debate to a maximum of 1 hour, or the duration of the General Assembly. Thank you.
Just for me to clarify, this is like to change that other procedural motion. Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder? Okay, we have to say Lebanon. Can you give your motivation, please? KNPC Netherlands.
Thank you, Marlon, KNPC Netherlands. So, just like the previous motion, we noticed that right now certain MOs can get their answers, and we would like to hear all comments from all different types of MOs. So by extending it to a maximum of 1 hour, we think this will be better reached. Thank you.
IPSF Lebanon, can you give your motivation as seconder?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima from IPSF Lebanon. I really believe 1 hour maximum is enough because the EXCO need to explain and explain their answers. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to give my position as chairperson of this in order level. Let's imagine just this. Every 1 hour, if everyone goes the entire hour for this, there will be no time enough for GA. We have over 90 motions to happen. We don't have 90 hours of the GA. So this is not a problem. You still can close discussions even by agreeing. So I would like to remember this for everyone. So let's open the discussion on this procedural motion to extend to 1 hour. Anyone has a comment? Okay, we have LPC Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima from LPSA Lebanon. I believe that Marlon said maximum 1 hour, so we can close the discussion when needed. Thank you.
Yes. So, any other comment? Anyone against this motion? Please raise your voting cards. That's you. Okay, any support? Yes, raise your vote cards. Raising your vote cards. We have 22 against. So 22 is 46 that we have voting, so this motion was not approved. Okay? So now we go for the next one, that is ASEPA Algeria. I give the floor for ASEPA Algeria. You cut this one very well. So now LPSA Lebanon, you have a new comment? So I give the floor for LPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima, LPSA Lebanon. Durian, regarding the policy committee, could you please elaborate your role and the responsibility within the portfolio during the mandate? Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
I give the floor for the President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. So regarding my work within the policy committee, I would like to mention that we were present in the policy committee meetings and the educational meetings and trainings that we have had for the member organization regarding how to write white papers, green papers, and also the trainings that we have had for the delegations. Also for approval of the proposed policy topics that are coming to this General Assembly, I have worked with the policy coordinator, and mostly this was the inclusion of the President-elect position into the policy committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So LPSA Lebanon already gone. You have a second one.
Can I please have a door? Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima, LPSA Lebanon. Do you think the policy portfolio would benefit from being placed under the President-elect in the future mandate? Passing the floor back to the Chair. Thank you.
I give the floor for President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. I do believe that having President-elect present into the policy portfolio is important because if selected and elected, becoming the president should be aware of what policy really is and do the work smoother in the upcoming mandate, specifically at the beginning of the mandate, because events are still ongoing, policy work is still coming, so even since the beginning of the mandate, the person should be prepared for. And one of the responsibilities suggested inside the change of the official document is co-option of president-elect into policy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I give the floor for KNPC the Netherlands. Can I please? Yeah.
Thank you, Marlon, KNPC Alliance. First of all, we'd like to congratulate you on your mandate this year, and in particular, your dedication to the next strategic plan and data collection. So in your annual report, you did not mention the strategic plan a lot, however. Could you share a bit more about your role in drafting the next strategic plan and how it came to be? Thank you.
I give the floor back to the President-elect.
Thank you. Dorian, President-elect. So regarding the strategic plan, in the upcoming strategic plan you will be voting on, we have changed the whole structure regarding the strategic plan, and we hope that this is for the best of the Federation. We have been working on this since the beginning of the mandate, gathering different strategic plans that we have had, also getting some inputs regarding how the strategic plan of FIP and FIP ECBG is working to make sure that our strategic plan can be practical. Also, as I mentioned before, I tried my best to gather data from the Federation for the use in the future. I do believe the statistics can really have a voice inside all of our representation. So in our upcoming strategic plan, as you will see, we have KPIs regarding gathering the data, increasing the numbers by percentage, making it both qualitative and quantitative. So also we have mentioned each portfolio responsible for each KPI, so that the EXCO responsible for that KPI be aware of that since the beginning of the mandate. I would like to again thank my amazing strategic plan working group, because with the help of them, I could get more familiar with different EXCO position and the details that are actually kept secret inside of each of them. They all need extensive work and effort. So this was the whole thing, and I do believe that going through the strategic plan together, we will find out more regarding it, and hope you like it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Back to KNPFC Netherlands.
Thank you. Lucinda, KNPSV Netherlands. You mentioned in your report that one of your challenges was that the president-elect has no committee, coordinator, or team to share workload, provide support, or cover gaps where needed. It seems that maybe you think the position needs this. How do you envision that for the future? Thank you.
I give the floor for the president-elect.
Thank you. So, Dorian, President-elect. As my previous experiences in executive committee, I always had some committee members or coordinators that I could just communicate directly whenever something was needed. But here, the team that I had by my side were only the EXCO members. I do believe that having a team by your side really helps you, no matter in the workload, also in the leadership responsibilities that you have. Also, I do believe the people who would like to become president-elect in next mandates and are interested can also get familiar regarding the work of president-elect. So I think not a lot of members need to be included, because specifically with the new change to the roles is mostly observation and learning, but I do believe that being able to have a team is a privilege for each of the EXCO members. So I just found that maybe president-elect position with not having a team and not being in direct connection with SEOs or CPs have less visibility inside the federation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I give the floor for BPAG Germany.
Thank you for the floor. Lisa, BPHD Germany. Thank you so much for your work this mandate, especially also during these difficult times. You mentioned in your report that there was some brainstorming on how President and President-elect can support external relations. Can you share some of those ideas and how you see them, in the next mandate? Thank you.
I give the floor to President-elect.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. So regarding the points that President-elect can help the external relations, I have had a meeting with our external relations chairperson, and we talked actually about the description of job that President-elect can be helpful to external relations. So one of the things is exactly finding sponsors and also being representative in different events, talking to find partnerships, and also to sending calls, gathering the information, helping on the contracts that are going to be signed within the federation. President-elect, as a person who also needs to be aware of our sponsors, our partners, it is good to be actually somehow involved inside the work of external relation. This point is also mentioned inside the change that we would like to make to the president-elect position to make sure that we use the privilege of having president-elect collaborating with the external relation portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now I give the floor for LPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima, IPSA Lebanon. Dorian, through the collaboration with the Executive Committee throughout the mandate, do you feel that you gained a deeper understanding of the different portfolios and different respective challenges? Thank you.
Please, President-elect, you have the floor.
Thank you, Dorian, President-elect. Yes, I do believe that this year, working as President-elect and being in direct connection with every single one of EXCO members, I learned more about how the federation is really functioning. For example, as a person being more experienced in internal relations student exchange portfolio, I was not aware of the details going on inside the PD portfolio and PH portfolio and how our representations are going on partners and each respective person to reach out when you would like to talk to a specific federation or partner. So during this mandate, working with executive committee, I learned a lot. I understood regarding the work of the treasurer, the secretariat mostly, and having the benefit of being in direct contact and having the support of all the executive committee, I do believe that now my knowledge for the federation is deeper and more precise. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have a procedural motion from HUPSA Hungary, and I have the microphone for Hungary. Please raise your hand so the scrutineers can see you. Hungary, HUPSA. I will consider this dropped. I cannot see it. No? Okay. So we go next then. So KNPSV Netherlands. I'm asking for HUPSA Hungary if they want to speak on the procedural motion. Please raise your hand. If they do not want to speak, yes, look, the secretary by your side. No?
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Sefambia Burkina Faso. I'm sorry, I'm the one asking for the procedural motion. I, by mistake, sent another number. So, can I? Okay. So, procedural motion to close the floor for discussion and proceed to the vote. Because we have, according to the time, we have 30 minutes to join the, yeah, so that's why. Thank you.
I will not let this procedural motion go because the time is over now. I think it's fine, right? Or do you wish to vote on this anyways? Can I have a positive? Okay, sorry for this. Better like this? Good. So the time is up anyways, so I think it's fine that we just close the discussion without the procedural motion. Is it okay for everyone? Thank you very much. So now the floor is closed. So let's go for the voting. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. Any abstentions? Motion approved. Thank you very much, President-elect. Thank you very much for your report. And through this microphone is much easier to hear, right? Good. So can we move to the next motion? Okay, so let me get my computer so I can move this. Okay, so on matter of time, we are now on 504. I understand that we go until 6, correct? Is until 6? Good. Great. So now we are moving for the motion 21 on the report of the Secretary General. So this, the 72nd IPSF General Assembly accepts and adopts the report of the Secretary General. So I would like to invite Ms. Michelle Mayuba to do her presentation.
Thank you. Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. Dear all, especially official delegates, executive committee members, assistants to the GA. When I accepted this responsibility of serving as the Secretary General for 2 years, I honestly didn't expect that this role would be more than what was listed in the official documents. It turned out to have more requirements with the changes that happen in the Federation, with the changes that happen in the Executive Committee, all down up to the IPSF team members. And it required various stages of ensuring that I have my priority list up to date and everything else is running in addition to what is required. Over the past mandate, 2 years to be exact, every archived document, every change support that I gave, every General Assembly preparation, every minor project, including the official documents information session, and every other conversation that has been happening between these 2 years has been for one simple thing, to ensure that every single step that I take is better than the last one that I took before. So while many of the achievements and work might not necessarily be obviously visible since the position is very administrative, but it has been rewarding to ensure that every single thing has been, not necessarily every single thing, but the most priority and most important things have been moving one way or the other. There were moments, of course, where it was quite tough with the tight deadlines, with complex challenges, with impromptu responsibilities that you never really foresaw. But every challenge has been quite extraordinary and rewarding because you face something new and it gives you a better perspective on how the Federation can improve the next way forward. So whenever, additionally, whenever one person or myself reached my limit, another person stood up, not only from the Executive Committee but the CWC, and this gave me a positive attitude or encouragement to know that there's always someone behind me at every single step. None of what I have achieved or has been stated in that report was done by one specific individual. It truly belongs to every single CWC member who has been part of my team for the past 2 years, who have been working up to 1 a.m. to ensure that specific things are up to date, giving their expertise, even though they didn't necessarily have any IPSF experience before. It belongs to every regional secretary who not only focused on their regional office, but also supported the portfolio in ensuring that it is successful, and also all executive committee members who supported in every single way possible. To each of you, thanks so much for everything that has been going on for the past 2 years. And as I prepare to hand over this position, I hand it over with the trust that some of the key challenges, I'm wrapping up, some of the key challenges that I found when I joined the portfolio have been addressed. The top priorities that occurred for the past 2 years have been implemented, and there is still room for improvement, and hopefully it's not something very critical that will make the Federation crash. It has been a great honor to serve you for the last 2 years, and I'm honored to be stepping down at this stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have a point of order from KNF the Netherlands.
Thank you, Marlon, KPC Netherlands. Point of order, please do not put in comments before the floor is actually opened, because right now the speaker's list is already full before the floor was even opened. Thank you.
Thank you for this. That's true. The floor was not open, so please, let's try this. I would like also to take the chance to call the attention on this. I have seen some organizations doing multiple entries, and sometimes the same person doing 2 or 3 times. I think for the grace of the democracy and the opportunity for everyone, you can talk several times, but talk one, apply again to talk a second. In the past, as HLM, I have seen people using this to negatively affect the GA, taking several positions and not letting others speak. So let's try to avoid that this can be used one day, okay? But for this one, we still run as it is. So we'll have a comment. Just a second. Okay, so now I will give the floor for Atap Tunisia.
Thank you for the floor. Dear Michel, I would like to first congratulate you on these amazing 2 mandates you did. Your work has been really commendable. I really congratulate you. Thank you for hard work. My question is, you mentioned the Secretary General really only has 1 quarter from January to April to make progress on projects before the rest of the year gets absorbed by assembly and regional commitments. Looking back, is there anything structurally you change in the Secretary General roles, calendar, or how tasks are distributed within the Executive Committee to free up more working time in the future mandates? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor to the Secretary General.
Thank you, Chair. Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. To be honest, I don't think it's quite easy for that. I will maybe give a quick rundown. From September to December, it's IPSF team season, where it's team recruitment, and the Secretary General bears most of the responsibility for that. And you have to ensure all teams are settled before then. From, of course, April all up to July, it's a lot of General Assembly preparation. And in between, there's the Executive Committee meetings and so many other tasks. So it's not quite easy because some of the things are quite fixed and it impacts all other portfolios. So it might not be quite easy to change the calendar or structurally improve things. But unless maybe we diversify some of the responsibilities of the Secretary General to reduce the pressure on the portfolio.
Thank you very much. Now I have IPSF Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima Al-PSA, Lebanon. First of all, blessed efforts, Michelle, and thank you for your hard work and dedication throughout these 2 mandates. Your continuous commitment and contribution to IPSF over this period are truly appreciated. Regarding the archiving of the physical records at the FIP building, IPSF headquarters, could you update us on the current status of this process? Passing the floor back to Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I give the floor for the Secretary General. Secretary General.
Michelle Mayuba, Secretary General, could she repeat the documents? I think I had FIP documents, so I'm not so sure which.
IPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima Al-PSA, Lebanon. I want the FIP building, IPSF headquarters. Thank you.
I give the floor for Secretary General.
Okay. So the status of that is currently, as the President hinted in this, I think, second team meeting early in February, FIP are planning to rent out the headquarters, and we had to vacate some of our documents from there. So currently, we would say I came across close to more than 2,000 documents. From that, around 1,500 documents have been scanned. And from then, if you could look at my report, we have created some sort of heritage archive in the global IPSF global database, and that's where majority of the documents that have been scanned are there, although there's around 700 still stuck yet to be uploaded. So I'd say roughly we are not fully done. The documents were moved out of the FIP headquarters. Currently they're in a storage area, and we are hoping to move them into the IPSF flat. But in addition to that, maybe just as an additional update, we also came across the data protection guidelines in the European region, and it requires that specific documents need to be destroyed within a specific period. So currently we are in discussions in trying to find out, okay, which of these 2,000 documents can we destroy, should we destroy, and which ones can be stored permanently within the IPSF flat for future use, yes. But also just since there's 3 seconds, so, but that's just a brief overview of it.
Thank you very much. So now I give the floor for ASEP Algeria.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Sarah Artubas from ASEPA Algeria. Thank you, Michelle, for your report and your 2 mandates. So we have a question for you. Regarding your mandate lasting for 2 years, we were wondering how did you support a new team, and what was the most challenging aspect during these 2 years as a General Secretary? Thank you.
Thank you very much. For Secretary General.
Okay, I'll start with the second part of your question. So I'd say the most challenging part would be juggling, because 2 years is quite a long time. Within 2 years, I had already graduated. I had to do my mandatory internship. I had to, like, a lot of personal matters. So within the 2 years, juggling both IPSF and all the other responsibilities was definitely the hardest part of the mandate, because within 2 years, a lot of things change within your life compared to other positions that are limited to 1 year and you give your all and you're out. So that's one of the most challenging parts. And then in addition, for the past 2 years, we've had quite a lot of changes within the Federation. Of course, the headquarters, there's been more need for more invitation letters, certificates, a lot of administrative tasks, the archives, realizing that there are quite a lot of duplicate online archives. So with every year, there's new challenges that you need to synchronize and improve. And I think that has, like, you didn't plan for this ahead of time, so there's a lot that gets into it. But the most rewarding thing, I think the CWC is the greatest help, and also some of the alumni and HLM. I'm sure most of you know we went through close to 8 people just to get a chair of the assembly or a parliamentary coordinator, so it's just crazy. Maybe we could have a one-on-one chat after this, if possible.
Thank you very much. So the floor for ASEP Algeria.
Thank you so much, Chair, for the floor. Samari Malksouri, Contact Person of ASEP Algeria. So thank you once again, Michelle, for your report. We had another question. So what do you think could be improved in the portfolio, especially about the CWC, to have the members more involved and better support the Secretary overall? Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question. I give the floor for Secretary General.
I think for the CWC, I'd say we could more of expand, what can I say, try and more of expand their skills and knowledges so that they're able to better support. This year we did some sort of a trial run. We had coding training for the parliamentary system just to try and ensure that we have successors or other people within the federation who can take over and coordinate the parliamentary system once Lucas and I and every other section is away. So I'd say looking forward at potential problems that will occur and training the CWC to ensure we have enough hands across board. Because the CWC not only support the section, they also support the regional secretaries. So being able to predict these are the possible challenges. I think BPHD mentioned something like using AI tools for minuting and all of that. So ensuring that like we've adapted to the current administrative processes across the world in NGOs and other organizations, and it will surely help and support that particular portfolio. I'm hoping I've answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now I give the floor for IPSF Egypt.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Mariam Tahir, IPSF Egypt contact person. First of all, I would like to thank you so much on behalf of IPSF for all the hard work you've done throughout this mandate. You've always been approachable, supportive, and willing to help whenever anyone needed. Moving to my question, since you officially introduced Balotilo as an online assembly platform, should we expect it to become a standardized IPSF platform in the future? Thank you.
I give the floor to the Secretary General.
Thank you, Chair. Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. In my handover notes, I'll definitely put it as a recommendation. Actually, we came to Balotilo with the previous we settled down on Balotilo with the previous IPSF Euro Regional Secretary. We had experienced or experimented so many different types of online voting platforms, and most of them either had free trials and then you have to pay or something in those lines, so they were a bit more complex. So Balotilo offered the best offer, like zero money, so there's no impact in terms of the finances, but at the same time, I think you could easily work on it, easily use, especially now that we have a guideline. So yes, I'd recommend it in my handover, but I'll be honest, it always depends on the next section and what their passion is on how to streamline that.
Thank you very much. So now we have CE Farm BF Burkina Faso.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. This is Sifam BF Burkina Faso. I would like to thank Michelle Mayer, for her two incredible terms. I'm sure that the Afro community join me in saying we are proud of her. I would just like to know if she has prepared properly her succession. Thank you.
I give the floor to the Secretary General.
Maybe clarification, if I have prepared a document.
May you please repeat that?
No, if you have prepared your succession, not the documentation of succession, yes.
Please, you can proceed.
Thank you. So I hope I've interpreted it the right way, but I'd say possibly yes. I have a draft handover ready, and for me, my succession, similar to what I've just told ATEP Tunisia, it will be more of giving a clear outline on the annual calendar of a SecGen, what to expect, because the tasks are a little bit, apart from the ones that are erratic, it's quite predictable. You know, by this date and this date, this has to be done. By this date and this date, this has to be done. So I have prepared a draft succession document or handover document. I'm mostly currently just cleaning stuff up, ensuring that everything is ready, my folder is good, and ensuring that the GA, at least, we finish most of it. And hopefully, if in case we spill onto an online GA and a SecGen would have been elected, I will definitely try and incorporate them in the process of the online GA so that they have prior experience of General Assembly before the mandate starts, and they can maybe plan to start in March instead of April. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So now, can you please do the Netherlands?
Thank you, Lucinda, KMPSV the Netherlands. First of all, thank you for your work for the Federation the last 2 years. We would like to address that preparing for the GA was quite chaotic because of documents being published late, as of last night, documents being sent through email or even without mention of updates. According to the OD standing orders, Article 3.3, the GA folder should be published containing several finalized documents as stated in Article 3.4, 2 weeks prior to the GA. I understand that some documents haven't been finalized because of the executive meeting that was held before the GA. But do you have suggestions to avoid this kind of situation for the future? Thank you.
The floor for Secretary General.
Thank you, Ken PSV, for the question. Michelle Mayuba, IPSF Secretary General. We actually discussed that in our third executive committee meeting, and we tried to see, okay, when best, okay, I'll give maybe practical examples. The GA preparation actually started in January, February. If I'm going to be honest, we discussed some of the documents as early as then. But then as the mandate goes, you find things change. I really can't really answer well, because you've used the perfect word, it's quite erratic, because it's not necessarily the secretary who says this document is ready. It has to be approved by the portfolio leads and so many other people. I tried starting in January to see if I can meet the deadlines, because this was a really big feedback from last GA. But clearly I'm still in the same position up to now. I'll probably request if we could ask the nominees for the SecGen to see how best they could improve, because I think I tried early communication, like trying to push and so many other things, but it's quite unpredictable, yes. I'll definitely take the fall for that, but it's quite hard to manage several documents that need several deadlines, and maybe something changes, it's not ready for GA and so many other things.
Thank you. So I give back the floor for KMP's Netherlands.
Thank you again. Lucinda, KMPSV, the Netherlands. You mentioned having had a meeting with the KMPSV, but not me, to understand the requirements by the Dutch law for the Federation. Can you elaborate with the GA what are the impactful and urgent requirements by the Dutch law that need to be implemented in the Federation, and do you already have a plan set up to implement these changes? Thank you.
I get the floor, Secretary General.
Thank you, Michelle Mayuba, Secretary General. So from that meeting, which was between myself, the parliamentary coordinator at that time, the CP, KNPSV at that time, and the president of KNPSV at that time. From my understanding, whenever Dutch laws changes, or the Dutch constitution, or any sensitive or other law documents within the Netherlands change, then our constitution has to change and adapt to that as well, to ensure that we are fully legally compliant. So there's that aspect of ensuring that our constitution or our official documents are compliant to the Dutch law. And to be able to do that, of course, we have a role to play in complying, reading both documents. But then afterwards, we need to contact a notary to review our documents. Then afterwards, if they have any changes, we need to amend them, have it in a formal session, possibly an extraordinary general assembly, have the minutes ready, put it to the notary, and so many other steps. So as of now, I've already written a request to the treasurer and asked her for the next budget, 2027 budget, we should put together, or rather have a budget line for the notary or any other legal aspects that we need to cover in terms of the Dutch law to ensure that we're fully compliant. I have somewhat of a flowchart to support the next incoming SecGen in that, and hopefully we have the budget. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So now we go for the next one, NOPSA, Norway. Dropped. So now we go for APF, Portugal. Can I please have the speakers list correct? Norway, no. You need to go for APF, Portugal.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Margarida Pef, Portugal. Thank you for your report and for your work during this mandate. Building on the previous question that was asked to you regarding the handling of the GA package, do you think that there could be a faster and more efficient notification system implemented, since maybe we don't have a lot of time to read and analyze the documents. Maybe if we could be notified faster in some kind of way, it would make the entire GA process more efficient. Thank you.
I give the floor for the Secretary General.
Yes, definitely. Maybe one thing that we tried doing for some of the executive committee members that also had documents to be passed through the GA, I think I gave some of them the green light to officially release emails and say, I have updated this, I have updated this, I have updated this, so that I don't have to wait for, let's say, okay, we are 16 of us. Maybe I'll tell Manch will tell me, Michelle, give me 20 hours. Dorian will tell me, give me 22 hours. The other one, 26 hours. Now, instead of sending several, I'll just, maybe each of them can send out individual, then I can give a cumulative one afterwards, so that like all portfolios individually update everyone else. Yeah. Because, yeah, the GA folder is not just SecGen, it's accumulation of all executive committee documents. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Just to remember, to move the speaker list as people and speaking. So now we go for PSAT Thailand.
Okay, thank you, Chair, for the floor. Pawan Niran from IPSF Thailand. First of all, we would like to extend our congratulations to Michelle for our wonderful mandate as a General Secretary. Regarding the report, we would like to ask about your suggestion that what part in the General IPSF archive has to be done, and how can we ensure this will be done in your successor mandate. Thank you. Passing the floor back to the Chair.
I give the floor for Secretary General.
Thank you. What is left to be done? I mentioned maybe around 500 documents, actually maybe even more, might be left. Okay, I'll give a brief of history. So currently in our archives, definitely we have the IPSF archives. We have part of FIP documents donated to IPSF archives. There's IPSF, I think that's the European Pharmaceutical Students Federation. We still have their archives as well. So for the FIP ones, IPSF ones, I really didn't scan them because now I was wondering if FIP already have archives on that, then we shouldn't make a duplicate, we can just reach out to them. But then for the other archives, for other organizations that we're not so sure about, maybe one suggestion I'll give is that we need to make an assessment if we're going to scan any documents donated from other organizations to the Federation, if we'll scan and keep them or we just destroy them all at once. Because I'm not so sure if we can contact them to ask them to come and take their documents and so on and so forth. Secondly, I'll also say, similar to the comment I made, we really need to make a decision in terms of the data we want to store versus like the institutional data versus what is good to the eyes. So, for example, if maybe you look at the Heritage Archive, we've of course uploaded a lot of newsletters and some of the other documents, but then if in case it's letters from President in 1969, that's physically appealing versus maybe constitutions at that time. So I think it's more of making a decision what is good versus, yeah, what can be postponed.
Thank you very much. So now we go for LPSA Lebanon.
Thank you, Chair, for the floor. Fatima Al-Pesai, Lebanon. Michelle, since you served across 2 mandates, could you please reflect on the differences between your previous mandate and this one? What things do you think improved and what challenges remained? Thank you.
I give the floor to Secretary General.
Thank you. Wow. That's a very difficult question to answer because we had, I guess I'd say, okay, I don't know if I have time, but maybe we could go portfolio. I'd say maybe the differences is between SecGen portfolio versus other portfolios. In terms of SecGen and external relations and public health, this mandate we had so much more engagements in terms of external events. So there was a higher demand in terms of documentation and other supporting documents to ensure that like everything is good between the federation and the external partners. If it's in terms of SEP, of course, last year we set up the invitation letters, and now it's more of picking up, and there's more demand for the SEP invitation letters, and it got to a point we had to delegate to the chairperson of SEP to handle that fully on their own. If it's maybe in terms of PE, PD, I haven't really engaged them. Maybe in the first mandate I didn't really engage them more, but then on the second mandate they were more determined to ensure that they are compliant to the IPSF structures, and we had a little bit more meetings with them. So I can't really give an exact one, but like there was a lot of changes, and it's mostly between SecGen versus other portfolios compared to just like the full mandate on its own. Maybe we could have a conversation afterwards, sorry.
Thank you. So now we move for the next one, IPSF, the Netherlands.
Thank you for the floor. Marlon, KPC the Netherlands. So first of all, congratulations on your mandate. And congratulations on setting up the IPSF Heritage Archives together with the CWC. In your annual plan, you mentioned the goal of improving filing of open access documents to the IPSF global database as well. And what is the current status of this? Thank you.
Thank you. This is the last question to be answered. I give the floor for our Secretary General.
Thank you. So the Open Archives is the IPSF global database. That's where currently you can access the GA folder, and maybe the only notable improvement that was made there was we managed to work with, the chairperson of internal relations officially moved the CP folder into the IPSF global database, which has made it more accessible. The rest of the portfolio, it was more of an encouragement. The regional secretaries are notified about this IPSF global database and told that they should always update it. There's some regional offices that actually publish opportunities in that database for their members. So I'd say it's growing, but it depends with the initiative or the willpower of the other EXCOs. So I'd probably encourage any future Secretary Generals to find a follow-up way to ensure that they chase other people to upload it, because it's quite hard to collect everyone and then upload it for them. It's better to decentralize the task or responsibility. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As there is no extra time for someone to make a question and for her to answer in 1 minute, we will move for voting. So thank you very much. All those against this motion, please raise your voting cards. All those who abstain, motion approved. Thank you very much, Secretary General, for this journey of 2 years as Secretary General and 1 year as a Afro chairperson. Is that right? So thank you very much for all your work as in the Federation, not only as parliamentarian, but as HLM. Thank you for this. I would like to assess the GA. We have 20 minutes left for the end, which should include also we leaving the room, right? For the close, or I have to leave exactly at 6, correct? Good. So I believe that 20 minutes, considering the limits of 30 minutes that we currently have, would not allow a full one. However, I would like to assess you if you want to try anyways for the next report. All those who want the report to happen, please raise the red, the green, of course, if you want, and the red if you don't want. Please raise the emotion cards. Okay, so I can see that we will leave the treasurer for tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. You can lower it. Yes, so thank you very much. So I guess that this means that we need a procedural motion to close the discussion. The Netherlands? No, I got there. I cannot see. Singapore? Yes, not Singapore. Thank you very much. Can you proceed as proposer? All those against? So now the standing orders are suspended, and I would like to call the Secretary General to do the roll call.
Thank you.